Hey guys, I'm here to do a flip through of my 30th journal part 2, which is the month of November. I'm just gonna say this, I don't know if I will be posting any more journal flip throughs for a while, because of this whole YouTube COPPA FTC thing. I know it is making progress to being, you know, better and less scary, but I still don't think that my content would be sort of as it was, because my stuff's not necessarily made for children. It's made more for, like, you know, a general audience, like a lot of things are. I mean, yeah, I have some kids stuff in here, but that does not mean that the subject matter is for kids. So I don't know if any of my videos, I know one of my journal flip throughs has been marked as for kids. I am honestly not too sure why, but I think if I remember right, it's because I was talking about a Disney trip that I went on during that. So yeah, that might be it. It might be the fact that I had a drawing of a drag queen that I did in a chibi style. That could have been it too, but I really don't know at this point. So from now on, I might just upload all my flip throughs to Instagram TV. I've been kind of wanting to redo all my flip throughs, like go back and flip through old journals and stuff. But yeah, I still have the Q&A questions from Instagram, or from an Instagram questionnaire thing that I did, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a video about it. Because my stuff might be considered arts and crafts tutorials for kids, because I do use like kids like cheapy watercolors and stuff that like are Crayola. So yeah, I guess until I kind of see where all of this YouTube COPPA FTC stuff goes, I'm not going to be uploading any more videos for a while. I'll still have my channel. I'm just going to delete everything that's not a flip through. I'm still kind of in the middle of it, but anything that's not a flip through will be deleted from my channel, and that's just gonna kind of be the bare bones of it. I'm gonna probably try and upload any future journal flip throughs to Instagram TV. From this point on, I did also change my Instagram username to kind of be a bit more cohesive with this channel's title. It was originally Disney Lady Bee, but it's now called the Junkiest Bees with underscores underneath. So yeah. Anyway, on that sad note, let's get into the journal because I'm getting a little depressed. This is the inside cover. I did edit or add a couple more things to it, like this little cat pumpkin head thing, the silhouette of a certain duck character that might be for kids. I feel like I can't even say Donald Duck anymore, and I don't like that. Just some random stickers and stuff. You've seen this. Let's skip to the pages. Also, again, I don't care if you guys see my phone number. Just don't call me. For the love of Christ, don't call me. You can message me through Instagram and stuff like that. It's just that I don't usually answer phone calls of numbers I don't know. So, yeah, unless it's like a number that I'm familiar with, or if it might be like somebody, like, I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but I don't like answering the phone lists for like important things like family, like for my family or friends, or I mean, not that I don't consider you guys friends, anyway, just don't call me. Yeah, message me on Instagram or whatever, just don't call me. I know I showed my phone number, but that does not just give you the means to just call me. So yeah, this was my calendar page for the month of November. Very simplistic. I mostly just wrote about like little things. Like one of my favorite characters finally made an on-screen debut in My Hero Academia. That day made me so happy despite the crap day I had at work. Yeah, it was a great day. Great day. And then this is a page I took out of a country magazine, or like a country living magazine of some kind. And I had this comic from last year, I think, and it says, "And bless vegetarians and vegans." And I thought that was really sweet. I'm not vegetarian, per se or vegan. My sister is, so I kind of thought of her with this. I don't have anything against people who have that dietary lifestyle or dietary needs. It's just I don't like the people who like shove it down your throat, you know what I mean? Like I don't like don't get on my case about me liking chicken, and I won't get on your case about you harassing me because I like chicken, you know what I mean? Like I understand, and I'm trying to kind of cut back a bit on meat, but it's just one of those things where like I just love seafood so much, so. And, you know, chicken. I mean, I barely eat beef. I never eat pork. I don't really try that much other varieties of meat, so. Yeah. What's that type of dietary where it's mostly seafood and chicken? Or, like, poultry products? Pescatarian or something like that? Either way. Not a lot. Oh, this day I had a gender reveal to go to for not just any baby, my nephew. I'm gonna have a nephew and I'm so excited. I don't know what they're gonna name him yet. They haven't really told anybody the possible, like the name ideas that they have for him. But yeah, we had the gender reveal party at our place, so here at this house, and we had like a bunch of balloons, and it was like 5 of them were filled up with this colorful powder. 2 of them were pink, 3 of them were blue. So we kind of had to pop them to kind of see what was best 3 out of 5. And I was really thinking it was going to be a girl for some reason. I'm just like, they're going to have a girl. Nope, they're having a boy. I can't be more excited. Yeah, this was just one of the crowns that we had for like the kids or whoever wanted to wear them. And I just thought I'd cut it up. Or cut it in half and cut off the ends of it and just put it in my journal. Because if I were to fold this, it would have never closed, so. Let's see. Just the image I got out of another magazine. I can't tell you exactly where I get all of my magazine cutouts because I get them from mostly like women's health magazines because that's what my second cousin usually gets. She usually gets like Women's World, I think she's now starting to get Rachel Ray, which they're interesting magazines, but it's just I don't really care for that many recipes. Like some sort of like country farm living thing, even though they don't live on a farm, but they do live like out in the middle of flipping nowhere. So, yeah, I just get like a wide variety of magazines, mostly like 2 or 3 different kind of women's health magazines, which I think are like the same thing but slightly different. So. Yeah, I literally can make a drinking game out of what kind of things to look for in these magazines because I've seen these so much. I do need to maybe subscribe to, I also usually get like, go to a thrift store. There's one thrift store I used to go to a lot, and it seemed like all they had were Oprah magazines, and it was the lottery because I'd come out with like a stack of like 10 or 20 of these Oprah magazines for like less than $5 or something like that. It was astounding. I do need to go and look for like photography magazines like at Half Price Books or wherever, or like some secondhand bookshop that has photography magazines, because I love putting in scenery in my journals. Like they're really, really pretty, or like animal photographs that are realistic and stuff. The ones from these women's health magazines are like super small. They come in the same general shapes and frames. I'm just like, I want like a full picture of this animal in its natural environment or whatever. Yeah, I wrote in red primarily for the month of November, but I also used a lot of brown because I was just getting really tired of red. Because for some reason I felt really discouraged because I felt like all the reds I had looked the same. For the most part, like I only had like a darker maroon red, a middle red, and a like primary bright like fire truck red. So, this was a distress ink that I smudged around the edges. It's called it's the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide in like bricked fire, like fire bricked or whatever. Something with brick, like brick and fire or something like that. I just kind of smudged it around with like a gelato, the hard gelato sponges. If you usually get a pack of Faber-Castell gelatos, you get like a soft squishy sponge, and then you get like a really hard smudgy, like smudging sponge, but I just use the smudging sponge. Some stickers. I was really in love with this acorn tape. I got it with a set at Michael's. It's a relatively newer set, I think. Because I've never seen it before. It's not in a tube. No, it wasn't a tube. It's like a really small tube. It was about $10. It came with 2 Fox washi tapes. I think I can point most of them out. It came with this acorn tape, this owl tape in the top. It came with like a couple of smaller, like leaves and nature kind of looking ones. And it also came with 2 Fox tapes. One's like a darker teal color, and then one of them's like a turquoise kind of color, like a green, like a slightly light green. Yeah, it came with this tape, those little critters on it, which is one of my favorites. Yeah, I really try to stick with a primarily strictly fall theme. But like I said, I got really discouraged because I don't have a lot of red products. Because it's not like it's not my favorite color, it's just it's not a color I usually go toward. So I kind of said like, okay, if I at least make red the primary color, like the more dominant color, and I add like an accented color like the Fox tape or whatever, like this, as long as there's more red like in the entry itself, I don't mind. So it was kind of a bit more lenient. But I really wasn't a big fan of my color choice, but I liked it enough to keep going, so I did it. It also was nice to kind of like relieve myself with browns, because I love the color brown. This was another Tim Holtz Distressed ink. It was the color Vintage Photograph, and then I took a brown ink pad that I have like for stamps, and it's like Jumbo Java color, and then I took a black one, just kind of lightly went over it, and then I took a dark marker and I made like some like sights, notches or whatever, and I took a gold pen and just made some spots. Nothing too fancy. This was the other tape I was talking about. This all Fox greeny turquoise tealy kind of color. I really like that tape. Those tape sets, I want to use them so much more next fall. But yeah, I mostly use the acorn tape because the acorn tape was too cute, I think. Because I got a lot of Chip and Dale vibes off of it. Like, I don't feel like I can't even say their names either. Like, I don't like that. I feel like I have to say, like, certain rodent characters from a certain franchise that's taken over, what, 60% of the entertainment market nowadays? Because it's bought Fox and Marvel and all that stuff. Anyway. Yeah, long story short, I'm nervous to even talk about some of the stuff in my journal because of what it is. So yeah, I went to a restaurant near, like a fancy Asian restaurant, and it has like authentic, it's not like Americanized in any way, shape, or form. It's like pretty authentic, Asian food. Like it's got like, it's got all kinds of places. It's called this Pacific Kitchen, and oh my lord, it's so good. I had bibimbap. I don't know how to pronounce it. It was like a seafood bowl. It was in a stone bowl, and it had rice. It had like some vegetables in it. I had to ask for it to not be spicy. I'm as white as milk, so I can't handle spicy. So, and it had like clams, it had shrimp, it had scallops, calamari, and I think it had something else in it. Oh, it had egg, which was fine. I mixed it in well enough so I didn't get a stomachache from it. But it was so good. Like, holy crap. Like, I think about that a lot, what I had that day. I didn't really get to write much, so. This day was when episode 69 of My Hero Academia came out, and I was kind of writing predictions. This isn't really spoilers at all. This genuinely is not spoilers. It's just kind of like chapter to episode ratios that I'm thinking of, and so far I've been right. So far I have been correct. Because this is the only episode I've seen so far up to 70. Yeah, and so far I just got the title the title right and the starting, like the rough chapter starting point. So yeah, it's great. It's a lot. I didn't do everything. I just kind of thought of, like, for at least the Shiehai Saikai arc, because I'm gonna keep saying this. I love this arc. This is my favorite season so far. And I love to talk about it, but I feel like I'm just boring the crap out of my one friend, so I'm just like, if anybody else likes My Hero Academia and has at least read the Shiehai Saikai arc, which is volumes 14 through 18, yeah, 14 through 18, so 4 volumes. Is it? Yes, volume 14. Yeah. So yeah, if anyone's read the Shiehai Saikai arc, let me know. We can talk about it. I really like to talk about it. So, so yeah, I'm gonna kind of stop talking about that. I might get called for children because of that now, because even though this show is not really made for children, it's like I could see it being 13 and over. I feel like I can't talk about it, so I don't know what to talk about anymore in some cases, because, like, all I do is, like, geek out over stuff like this. So yeah, anyway, more writing and magazine images. This is from a magazine I got a long time ago. I can't tell you which one it was, but the quote says, "I am so thankful for friendship and beauties. It beautifies life so much," by Ellen Montgomery, author of Anne of Avonlea. I don't know how to pronounce that. So, yeah, just a lot of writing. And this day I was writing about how, I've been thinking a lot about how I want to journal and, like, how I want to really write in my journals now, because I'm going to have a nephew, so I'm going to have someone to possibly pass my journals on to, because I certainly don't plan on having kids. It's just not something that I want to do with myself. I can barely take care of myself and my cat sometimes, because, you know, I get depressed, I can't drive, I can't do all this and all that, so I genuinely don't see myself having kids at all for any reason. Plus, it's going to be really hard for me to have kids even if I wanted kids, so yeah, there's just all that. So I'm just talking like, well, what am I going to do if, like, I would hope that when my nephew is old enough to kind of understand all this, like, I try to show him my journals and how I wrote about not just my life, but his life and the rest of my family's life. So I'm kind of like documenting, like, my whole family's legacy kind of thing. So, like, yeah, I mostly write about myself because this is from my point of view and from my perspective on things and my thoughts, opinions, feelings, emotions, whatever. But I'm also going to try and start writing, like, oh, my nephew visited me today, and he started to do this, and I noticed he was doing that, and, oh, I heard through my brother's girlfriend or fiance that, that my nephew got an A on his test today, and I'm so proud of him. I hope he goes to college or whatever, like, just all this stuff. Like, I'm not gonna just write about myself, like, I'm trying to write more about, like, everyone, you know? Yeah, so I was writing a bit more about, like, what I want my journals to kind of be for not just myself, but for, like, my family, because, I mean, I know it's kind of really morbid to think about this sort of stuff, but I'm not gonna be alive forever. That's just the brunt of it. Like, I'm not gonna be around forever. Like, because I don't know. Am I going to be like, am I gonna end up living to be, like, how long do I have left is just the overall question. It's like, so, like, let's say if suddenly tomorrow the apocalypse happens, or a plague happens, I catch it and I die, or whatever. And I would, like, for the people who do survive this apocalyptic plague or whatever may cause me to suddenly pass either too early or at my time or whatever. I mean, whatever time I pass is my time. What would they get out of my journals? You know what I mean? Like, I know I don't really write a lot about modern events and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like it could be more like something to mentally reflect on, because technology changes, the world changes, but humanity in a general sense kind of doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, when you just boil it down, the world changes around us and we just have to kind of adapt to it. But we're still humans, so I feel like I'm making zero sense when I speak, so I'm just gonna kind of keep flipping. I was talking a bit about, like, some original characters that I have for certain children programmings. I feel like I can't say these anymore, and I just straight up don't like it. Oh, I hanged out with my friend for a little bit today, and we played a certain game, of a certain show that's made for children, and it was a blast, but I was so frustrated because there was a guy that was just ruining the fun for me, but I was getting so frustrated that I was having more fun, if that makes any lick of sense. This is another cutout. This is most likely from, like, a Women's World magazine or a women's health magazine in general. It says, "Forever on Thanksgiving Day, the heart will find the pathway home," by Wilbur D. Nesbitt. Never heard of him, but I like this quote, I like this picture, and it worked for Thanksgiving. I wrote down what I was thankful for, but I know a lot of people tend to write, like, bullet points and, like, a list kind of style, and I just wrote more like, I'm thankful for, you know, my family and friends and the roof over my head, but I'm also thankful for the life that I have and what makes my life my own and unique and stuff like that. Like, the high points of life, the low points of life, and all the in-betweens, and, you know, all the things that make life beautiful. You know, like, I feel like with Thanksgiving, people tend to think more of the materialistic aspects of it. Like, yeah, I'm thankful for my family, I'm thankful for my house, I'm thankful for my car, and I'm thankful for this, and thankful for that. But it's like, I don't know, I feel like I've been really, like, dwelling on, like, reflective thinking and stuff like that. It's not a terrible, I'm not mad about it, it's just I'm kind of like, huh. I'm also a bit sleep deprived right now. My sleep's getting a little rough because I have a lot on my mind lately about a lot of things. So yeah, I'm just kind of speaking out of my ass at this point. There you go. I'm no longer for kids, I suppose. So if I'm saying cuss words, but I can't say too many cuss words, I'm gonna get, I'm too angsty or whatever. I don't understand this whole YouTube stuff. Anyway, this is the last entry. I did some watercolors. Just a simple flush of watercolor because I didn't want to do too terribly much. And then I wrote down the questions. I do have them screenshot and everything. But I just don't know when I'm going to do them because I just don't know when I'm going to record again or where I'm going to upload if I do. And then I have my pen test, as always. This is like a overall ink and watercolor and pens and whatever test. And then I have this from the Disney store. I ended up purchasing this doll. Oh, now I'm gonna get in trouble. I purchased a doll that was $130. This is not a doll made for kids. It's to stay on a shelf and look pretty. So, yeah, there goes that. Now I'm made for kids. I'm showing off a toy. Keyword. So yeah, what's in the pocket is just a few miscellaneous things. Yes, that's it. The Pacific Kitchen that I went to with that seafood bowl that I got was super, super good. This is a pizza place that we've been to for a while. Like, I've been to for a couple of times, or I've been to about 3 or 4 times now. It's super good. I'm kind of tired of pizza now because of this place, but I mean, it's delish. It hits different. I have a map of Haunt, because I did go to Haunt in October, and it was a lot of fun. I didn't really mark it or anything. I just kind of had it to show what was there this year and stuff. And that's kind of like the focal point of it. So yeah. This is a hockey game ticket that I went to. I'm not going to go into the story about that because it was the roughest game I've ever seen, because I swear the refs were against us and they were trying to just destroy us. And then this is a name I pulled for a Secret Santa in my house, so yeah. That was a flip through of journal number 30. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I don't know when I'm going to upload any more videos because of this whole YouTube COPPA thing, because I'm too chicken to gamble like that, so yeah, if this video is basically marked as for kids, because yeah, I'm cursing every now and then, but I'm talking about a show that I like and a couple of characters that I like, and I hate this whole like uncertainty. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.